So this week we'll study the first formal step of product development called product planning. So previous to this video, not the time wise but in the playlist I will basically sequence it in right way. So in the playlist, so previous to this video would be the opportunity identification, which is the zeroth phase of product development, and that in fact is not being part of the formal product development because that was not very structured, I would say, so and very open thing. So product opportunity identification is very open sort of a task. So but this is the product planning is the first step of product development, and in fact to start with, you would say that okay, so this is true for, or this is valid, or this is needed for a big organization, but maybe for a smaller company or startup, or maybe for academic entrepreneurship point of view also, these are something to be understood, and so that whole understanding or basically our idea or aim is to understand the product development in the sequential way, whatever been proposed by the author, starting with the product planning, and then the second step is concept development, and then third step is system level design, and fourth step is detailed design, and fifth step is testing and refinement, and seventh step is production ramp up. And of course each step can have like more than one chapters and maybe divided into different concepts and all these things. So and just to repeat, I'm following a certain book that someone who is listening for the first time, I'm following a book from where I'm making this content, and you can find the book reference of the book in the description section. So yeah, so that's it about the introduction of the product planning, and let's get started then. Yeah. So the first question is, what is product planning? So we have to understand from a bigger organization's business point of view that they can't just think about, instead of for a startup, it's all about surviving and creating their first prototype and trying to build something which is away from whatever going on or whatever available in the market, and trying to create a space in the business or market. But for a bigger organization, they already have an existing market, and they all have the pressure of keeping that footprint in the market and all these things. So they need bigger planning, like not just one product, but how the products, let's say for 10 years, how different product will come into the picture one after another, and also depending on the type of the motto or motivation or the brand of the company, they might have to do a lot of innovation to be important and become competitive in the market, because other competitive who are in the competition with the existing company, they will also try to come up with new technology, if not the exact technology as such, but some product which will sort of use the interesting technology and will come up with innovative products. So there is always a competition going on. So for a bigger company and organization, it is always a longer term goal they have to think of, and there comes the product planning, which is basically choosing the right set of development projects so that they will complement each other. For example, in the figure you can see this is a product list of a company called Xerox, which basically we all know the term Xerox. In fact, just like in back in my childhood days, I never know that there is something called toothpaste. I know it's Colgate all the time, but Colgate is just a company actually. So similarly, Xerox also become a company. Is actually a US company, and the thing that you get from the Xerox machine is the photocopy of some document. But again, the term photocopy is not known for me for a long time. I know that that's the Xerox. That's whatever you get out of the machine is Xerox. But I don't know that the company is called Xerox actually. So that's how the mind space or brand become, I would say. So this is a list of new product that they will bring on the market, and you can see in the below part of the figure that it spans for 5 years, and each year they will bring new product into the market, and just to remain, I would say that's the way of all the businesses, because for a big organization like Xerox also there must be a lot of competitors, and so they need to bring new products because the customer will always be there. It's not like the same customer will buy new thing, because I mean, of course the product has a some lifetime and all this thing, but there will always be new customer from, let's say, some other organization or maybe university companies where they need this printing machine or Xerox machine, whatever it is. So there will always be demand, and the question is who will bring the best product, best service in terms of the machine actually. So they have this, okay, so I will bring and this Hodaka and Lex and HNet, LNet, and that will be basically launched to the market one after another, not like everything one together in, let's say, and 1 year they will so it's not like that. So just to remain in the market competitive, so they will each year most probably they will launch one new product, and also they will keep on improving on various version. You might know that, for example, laptop company, they for example, my laptop is Dell, and it's an Inspiron series, and of course it has a some serial number. So here you can see the improvement with different numbers. So that means basically same series, but they are also doing improvements in, and there was various ways of doing improvement, I would say. For example, taking notice of what's the customer review, and also keeping using I mean, maybe doing R&D, more R&D and all these things. So that's called the improvement in the same series. But also you need to bring the new series with different sort of thing, all the time, because I am not a business guy, but I think there is a need for bringing new series of products all the time, although even if it doesn't, technologically it is not too much different from the previous series. Okay, and finally, fundamental new product also they need to bring. For example, here they are talking about Astro, although exactly I don't know what that instrument does, but I'm just trying to give you a a view here. And so the project is there, and the product release, the black dots are actually product release, and names are basically rectangles are the projects. And basically the product planning, decision making done by the senior management of a company, and in general they sit together annually, I mean once in a year or maybe few times in a year. And more importantly, if a big corporation makes mistake on product planning, that can lead to inadequate coverage of target market, because there will be always some bigger other competitive company trying to explore new markets, penetrate new market, and each market has their own sort of characteristics, so you need to play around those things. Like some markets may be price sensitive, specifically let's say Indian market may be price sensitive in certain way, and so they need to tweak the product. Some products are successful, let's say in Japan, Europe or US market, but may not be successful in Indian market, so they need to bring new sort of things. For example, Apple has an economic version of mobile, I think it's called E series, something like that. So So you get my point. So for example, if things go wrong in the product planning, then it can lead to poor timing of market introduction. So every product has their own introduction into the market, and sometimes you bring a very old-fashioned product, so that's the problem. And basically those are outdated to some extent, so you will feel that, I mean, you will get from the customer that, you know, it's not, sorry, I mean, it will not going to get sold to the customer, you know. So and of course poor distribution of resources, because a big organization have a lot of human resource and not just human resource but a lot of knowledge of supply chain. Like, you know, I want to build this product, but these are the 10 raw materials or 10 subsystem thing which are being brought from the other company as a whole, but I know that this is my connection, let's say in China somewhere in company, they can make good quality product, good quality subsystem or some raw material in a competitive price. So I know that connection, so that's also very valuable thing, and that's part of the resource of the company, knowledge base or portfolio, whatever you want to say. So and if you don't plan, or if you don't consider all this factor, then you basically not using those portfolio of knowledge and portfolio of human resource correctly. So that's all about the product. That's basically what the product planning is. Now we'll delve into the detail of it. So now before delving into the kernel of product planning understanding, it would be interesting, or it would be important to know various different types of product development processes. I mean, each product development project may not be of same quality, and for example, it can be a new product platform that team is developing, and so basically this type of project involves a major development effort to create a new family of products based on a new common platform. The new product family would address familiar markets and product categories. So it's basically a totally new thing, and that's why it is called platform, yeah, I mean, that's the generic word I would say. Yeah, so that is type 1, or one type. Another type can be derivatives of existing product platform. The projects in this case, the project extends an existing product platform to better address familiar markets with one or more new products. So it can be like Dell Inspiron laptop series 1 or 2, 3, 4, something like that, or in general that's not the number used, but like in my case it is 55, 88, something like that. So I don't know where those exact number come from, but so that's the example of, I would say, derivative of the existing product platform. Now third type can be incremental improvement of existing product. Now this may sound little bit same as the derivative, but it's actually that project may only involve adding or modifying some feature of existing product to keep the product line current and competitive. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's more or less same as derivative of the existing product platform, I would say. And finally, the project can be fundamentally new product. These products involve radically different product or production technologies and may help to address new and unfamiliar markets. Such product inherently involve more risk. However, the long-term success of the enterprise may depend on what is learned through these important projects. So for example, in case of a Xerox machine, it can be some printing, laser printing. So previously there must be some different technology. Now they are shifting to laser printing because, let's say, it has a lot of advantage, maybe, who knows. I'm not really expert on those things, but that's an example of fundamentally new product, and you need to do those things. Even those are high risk project, and you may lose a lot of human resource in terms of salaries that you are giving to the employee or scientist and engineers team, but you need to take that risk, and sometimes, most of the time, it may lead to something interesting, and then that can lead to huge amount of profit, and that is more rewarding than just those small amount of salaries, because that's the big businesses, that's how it works. And sometimes things fail also. So now, having said that, these are the kind of a different character of different project, can be this. Now you know that how the product planning has to be catered to, because that projects can be different, and product planning, we know that it's all about which project should be taken at which time points, and how the market or how the finished product will be marketed at what time. So that's all about it. So first thing, you need to understand that what will be the priority of the company, and of course, depending on the opportunity identification, you select out a lot of few promising project out of it. So yeah, so that's so we know that basically opportunity identification is basically the precursor of all the product development process, and we discussed that previous week, and this is the first formal step of product development process, which is product planning. And so from that precursor process, you pick up, let's say, 5 projects, and then depending on that, you basically start your product planning, where you need to understand which project is more important for you, and specifically which project is about fundamentally new product. So that's something that you want to do as a background of thing, maybe for whole time you want to do that, but you need to also understand that you need to bring new products into the market all the time, or at least within each year. So you need to work on the existing new platform, or maybe new platform, something not too drastically different technology. So there comes the understanding of multiple opportunity, prioritizing multiple opportunity. And of course, mission statement is basically that we know about from our last video, which is about the charter of a particular project. And in fact, author here given some 5-step method of product planning, where starting with the identifying opportunities, then from there you get the various, let's say, 5 or 10 projects, and then you evaluate and prioritize project, and then you allocate resources and plan timing, because you want to make sure that in that year one product should be marketed and all this. Then allocate resources mean, of course, not just human resource, but also your other capitals also, like as I said in the first slide. And then comes the actual product planning, where you have a list of complete understanding of how each project will go on within this time frame, and then it should produce a new product, and etc. And of course, product development process will start after that, and that will go basically it will be multiple projects running simultaneously within your corporation. And in fact, all these steps are not independent. One can back and forth and re-evaluate within after a certain time period to see what are the improvement or what is the status of the project and all these things. So in fact, this all sounds like basically in big research projects, I'm talking from my academic experience point of view, not like I am the leadership in some leadership role like professor in some university, not like that. I'm a postdoc here, but I know that in bigger projects, the project leader in generally, they will look, if not like bigger means like where there will be like maybe 20 or 30 people are working, and some people are actually in themselves are junior professor, and then of course PhD, postdoc, and then master students also to some extent. So the project leader who is sitting on the top have the responsibility to see through the development in each groups, and so you can see their work is also some sort of product development process. They are also some sort of executive position to make decisions actually. So everything is, I mean, you can draw a lot of motivation from this to your own academic environment, I mean, where the big projects are going on, there you can implement things actually. Although not everyone will end up being a project leader, but it's good to know, I would say. But even within a small projects also, when you'll have, let's say in your lab, you will have like 3 PhD student working, they also basically are can be delved into different direction of your bigger project, and that's also some sort of CEO type job that you will be doing. And in fact, that's how it works throughout the world, because as a professor becomes older, then they become more like a decision making person, and they are more responsible bringing projects and money, funding, and going to different places to present their work and building collaboration and all these things. So yeah. Okay, so we will resume this chapter in the next week, and because I couldn't find any time to finish the rest of the chapter, and as usual, you know that this is the book we follow, and this is the download link, and you can find the link in the description also. So see you in the next week.